guys, it's been a while. There's no real reason, again, other than this is just not my favorite time of year. It's really hard for me to feel motivated to do much of anything. The holiday seasons are just still really rough. And I don't know when that'll change, but hopefully someday. So today's just going to be a very quick video, very simple video. I thought that I would talk about some of my favorite true crime things, podcasts, some Netflix shows, and yeah, we'll just go from there and see where it takes us. Trigger warning, obviously these things are not pleasant. I won't be giving a ton of descriptors, but if true crime is not your thing, if you do find it upsetting, this video probably isn't for you. So, I got my coffee. By the way, if you are into sweet coffee, which I definitely am, the Rice Krispie Treat Creamer, I'm not sure if it's by Coffee Mate or who it's by, it is so good, like so good. So, let me burn my mouth, and then we'll proceed, because I'm ready. And we're going to start with the podcast just because, like, I've kind of been obsessed with podcasts lately, which is funny because I never used to like them. I could just never get into a podcast, but now I find myself whenever I'm cleaning or doing my makeup or anything where I just need sound, I find myself going to Spotify for podcasts. So that's where all these are, Spotify. So, in true Tiffany fashion, because I am incredibly forgetful, I have a notebook. See me looking down, I'm just checking because I don't want to forget anything. Because I think all of these are really interesting, and I want you guys to be able to watch them or listen to them. So, the first one on the list is Disappeared, which is like the show from Investigation Discovery. It's just a show or a podcast in a situation about people who've gone missing under very strange circumstances and are mostly still missing to this day. It's very sad. That one breaks my heart, and I have dreams sometimes about finding these people. The next one is along the same vein. It's Cold Case Files. I don't know, I guess there's some part of me that hopes that someday I'll magically find a clue that solves the cold case, just because I can't imagine the families and how they feel to never find their loved ones or find out who killed their loved ones or what happened to them. It makes me sick to think about it. Next is Unraveled. That one I'm kind of new. My little remote keeps kicking me out of recording, and it's very annoying. I think it needs a new battery. But I was saying the next one is Unraveled, which I'm kind of new to. Currently, they're talking about the Long Island serial killer, which is an incredibly twisted, convoluted story about several sex workers who went missing and then were found murdered in Long Island. It involves police and all of it's incredibly mind-blowing to me. Very interesting though. Then we have Unsolved Mysteries. That one's a little bit like a mixture of true crime and like some kind of sci-fi stuff, Bigfoot, UFOs, and the like, but I find it interesting. I like listening to that one while I'm driving. And then I wrote down Scare You to Sleep, which again I'm very new to. It's kind of like a creepy pod kind of thing, which I do also like the creepy podcast, but just scary stories. Like, I like to listen to that while I'm walking around. I don't know, it's just me. Next, we're going to talk about some Netflix shows, and these ones are definitely, I think, more triggering than the podcasts, just because I think with the visuals that you're able to get through a show is just a little bit harder to, I don't know, deal with, maybe? I'm not sure how to phrase that, but so definitely watch these ones at your own discretion. I will let you know which ones I think are incredibly triggering, but yeah. So first one, we have the Texas Killing Fields, which I watched actually just a couple of days ago, about an old oil field or a marsh or something. I was kind of confused on what it actually was in Texas, where they found the bodies of several mostly young girls who had been murdered. I've been slouching this entire time. I'm so sorry. I have terrible posture. Sorry. Next, we also have Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. I think the stories are different, I'm pretty sure. That, or I don't realize, because I have ADD, so I forget everything as soon as I hear it. So that one's really interesting too. Again, mixture of like true crime stuff and also some sci-fi kind of stuff. And the next one is incredibly triggering and horrible and hard to watch. It is the Trials of Gabriel Fernandez, and that one definitely watch at your own discretion. It is so heartbreakingly sad. I cried through it. So please just be careful. It is about child abuse and things like that. The next one is Don't Fuck with Cats, which is also incredibly creepy to watch. It's about Luca Magnotta, a Canadian man who is very strange and deranged. So also watch that one at your own discretion. Next three are the same show, just different like versions of that show, which is Conversations with a Killer. And they have the Jeffrey Dahmer tapes, the Ted Bundy tapes, and the John Wayne Gacy tapes. I know that stuff is very controversial, and I understand that it is upsetting to the families of his victims. I don't know how to speak on that. I've already seen them. I saw them years ago. They're on Netflix. If you're into true crime, I think it's worth listening to hear like how depraved these men were and how egotistical. I'm someone who is kind of obsessed with human psychology in a different life. Look at my ring light, I just noticed that. In a different life, I think I would have been like a forensic psychologist, just because I have this need to know and understand the dark side of the human mind. And I think it's because of my anxiety. I think I convinced myself that if I understood it, then I could avoid it, and I could tell everybody that I love how to avoid it, and we could all be safe, even though I know that's not realistic. But again, those tapes are, of course, triggering, and John Wayne Gacy is almost unbearable to listen to. He was so cocky and egotistical that I don't even think I finished that one, but I figured I'd throw it out there to anybody who doesn't know much about that story and just tell you to listen at your own discretion. I know I keep saying that, but it is important for me to get that across. I'm not sure why my phone keeps going in and out of focus, considering I'm the only face. Is it trying to focus on the tree? What are you doing? Calm down. But anyway, yeah, again, I understand that for many people these things are super triggering, and for the victims' families of all of these crimes, it is awful to have it like thrown in your face through social media and streaming platforms. And I do think that the families should all receive at least a notification that these kinds of documentaries or shows are going to be made. I don't understand why it's focusing like that, guys. I'm so sorry. That's annoying. I'm gonna turn it that way a little bit. Let's see. Better, worse? It's still doing it. I have no idea. It's never done that before. But anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, I do think that the victim's family should absolutely at least receive notification that these shows are going to be made. I think that they should receive some sort of financial compensation, considering it's their story. And that's just my take on that. And that's going to be it for me today, guys. This camera on my phone is driving me crazy, honestly. So the focusing and unfocusing, I don't know why. I didn't even know it could do that. So, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're handling the holiday season as best as possible. I know it's a really rough time of year. Again, it's not my favorite anymore. I have a tree up because I'm trying really hard to be in the Christmas spirit, but it's hard. And I go back and forth between feeling super festive and kind of crashing. So you're not alone if you're dealing with that too. I hope you all stay safe. It's a crazy world out there. It's a scary world. Take care of yourself and take care of the ones you love, and I'll see you later.